Right.
And I'm looking at this interface and realizing exactly how much of it I didn't actually customize. I just never got around to it.
You know, the whole Alt F4 thing was a joke that we used to play back in the 90s and 2000s on like free-to-play Flash multiplayer games, being like, hey, if you wanna cheat, then like here's the cheat code. Hold Alt and press F4. It was a different time, and people still fall for it now, I guess. Hi,
For Infinite Lives, hit Control-Alt-Delete.
Good times.
Good grief. I remember seeing this IRC chat log where some person is there, they experience a ping timeout, and then they just come back into the channel, mad as hell, and just like starts swearing and dropping slurs like, who the F kicked me, blah, 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 blah. And no amount of reason is calming them down. And then they just like keep going. It's like, don't F with me, I'm a hacker, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, all right, what's your IP address? To like the person who's been trying to de-escalate, but at this point is now screwing with them. And the person responds, 128.0.0.1. And so yeah, evidently from there they target their script kiddie script towards that IP, and then like start yelling about how, you know, their drives are having things be deleted, and so on and so forth. And as soon as they're like counting off of a percentile, and as soon as it like approaches the point where like there would be a 1, disconnect, and they don't come back.
Glorious.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I have 2-step away, I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Sounds good.
That's hilarious though. Oh well, you had the room split on that one then, Lilith. No reverse mirror attack. Oh my god, what's the name of that trap card in Yu-Gi-Oh that directs the attack back to the opponent?
Oh, I don't know.
Magic Cylinder, that's it. Just friggin' Magic Cylinder them. Mirror Force is another one that, you know, destroys the monsters, but Magic Cylinder just goes for the life points directly. If Mias was awake, she'd have said instantly, that is true. You know, she keeps up more with Yu-Gi-Oh than I do. I played it a while back, and I got out of it after all of the synchro summon bullshit.
But yeah, Transfam, if you want to DM me sometime, you know, feel free. DMs are always open.
Alright, yeah.
And that's a general statement. Like, they are just always open.
Like today, I DM'd one a song for the Stupendium just released.
Which I'm hesitant to watch because I'm concerned that there's going to be Shadow Generation spoilers, and I haven't finished that yet. So I'm kind of sitting on that one.
Fair enough. Without like spoiling anything, I will say that it reminds me of like every like Linkin Park and like other like angry white boy type song that I heard like growing up, but good. Like that's
so
the only way that I can describe it.
So it's the 2 White Polka, but taken seriously.
Yes.
What would be the chat room equivalent of getting Tiger dropped? Think about the conversation going on right now and playing Yakuza 1 on PS2.
Nice. Life Force.
See, that doesn't work with me. If anything, that just leaves me inclined to deliver the Tiger drop, so...
Well, do we have any new messages?
it's Henry. Henry from work? Yeah. Hi. Missed you at the bowling event. I get it, though. I get it. I mean, it's a lot, right? It's a lot to ask of you when you've got whatever it is you've got right now. I mean, kind of a risky activity anyway, considering Janet dropped a bowling ball on her toe, and I mean, yeah. Okay, I get it.
He's being very supportive. I like it. This is it's a cool
It's
voice
like two
actor.
flowers in the room right now. Again.
Yep.
Listen, I'm putting together something for next Saturday. I mean, the coming Saturday, not the one after. Yeah. We're thinking of doing a LAN party. Some
Ooh.
shooters, some RTS, just, you know, the usual stuff. And I know you're into games, right? So I wanted to give you some heads up, like more than I gave you last time, in case you wanted to go and needed prep time.
I mean, it's
Don't
a LAN
worry about
party in
accessibility,
1999.
like,
It's gonna
let's
need
call
prep
bowling
time.
a lesson learned. We can do better for you.
Aw. Henry
Aw.
is, Henry's so good.
Henry is a friend.
Wow, this voice sounds so relatable. This sounds so familiar. I wonder who it could be. Scheduling
someone-
confusion.
Clearly someone cool.
Yes, a particularly rad dude. We can still say that it's 1999.
Are we talking CNC or StarCraft?
You know, we could do a little bit of both, you know? Tiberian.
Honestly, Duke 3D.
I mean, at that time, I would have been doing probably Red Alert 2 and Yuri's Revenge with my friends. I played a lot of Red Alert 2.
Wait, what am I saying? It's 1999, Unreal Tournament. Duh!
True. God, like
It's
that,
one of the
that was
best games ever made.
It is a classic. It is very much timeless and very well designed. Red Alert was a 2000.
Let me work on some stuff, figure this
maybe.
out. We can make it happen. I mean, if you want it to happen. No press.
No fresh.
No crash.
Talk to you later. Yeah. Okay. Later.
Henry's not winning a prize for his oratory skills, but aside from that, it's an interesting idea. A LAN party could be fun. That's more my thing. Still rough on me physically, but I do want to climb out of this hole I'm in. I'll give it some thought.
Worms Armageddon. Oh my goodness, yes. I was so good at ninja roping and like throwing like bombs at people from the ninja rope, like knocking them off of like ledges and landmines. It was my thing.
Whole rye or wheat bread? So many choices. I just
Okay,
said
I'm
rye
back.
bread. Welcome back.
Yeah, I mean, the voice actor for Henry is okay, but I gotta say, the voice actor for the answering machine, it's like the sky just cracks open and there's this sound, this beautiful sound that would shame the birds of the world if it were heard any farther than human ears could hear.
Oh dear.
I like how it just escalates every week.
I gotta start writing them down ahead of time.
I mean, and honestly though, if you were looking for bread, I would suggest try the rye or the Kaiser. They're our special tonight. If you want, you can have an
Yeah.
appetizer.
Stay away from the tuna, it smells funny tonight.
I don't even know how to turn the air fryer. Turn the dial on the top, you ninny.
Like
That's
it's
it. There's no button.
It's just a slightly fancier oven.
It's a countertop convection oven. That's what it is. Don't let the name confuse you.
There is no dial. Oh my God.
What?
Has 10 functions. You have like 3 functions. I love so pretty.
Add, subtract, and divide.
It's like make any stuff out of that shouldn't. You know, just look up a YouTube tutorial. It's what we did for debugging our, Necronomicon. Except, we didn't use YouTube. We had a really awkward-looking guy, stumble his way through a tutorial.
Just make sure you use it correctly. I'd hate for you to end up in Steins Gate.
Oh dear.
I don't understand that reference.
I don't understand any specifics, but I understand what Steins Gate is conceptually, at least on, on the surface level, and that's what makes it funny to me.
Fair enough.
Oh, good.
So
Are we
it's
now
not
just
It's not an air fryer. It's a pressure cooker.
Well, there's your problem.
Trying to use this waffle iron. That's not a waffle iron. That's a toaster.
Throw a
That's
ham
a
hock in
waffle
there.
iron.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I want to keep playing, but this train wreck keeps going.
Right? Yeah, a pressure cooker, a stew, and a broiler. Just follow the manual, like read it. Like you're like the
Do
people
the
I
buttons have labels?
This is like the people I have to help at work. I'm like, have you read the OneNote article? It's like, yeah. Like, are you sure? Because if you'd read it, it would tell you exactly how to deal with this fucking problem. Like,
It's sold with the promise of those. It does not have those. Oh no, plot twist.
Let's push random buttons until a food happens. I mean,
mash
just
the
get it over
buttons.
with.
Do something. It has settings that loosely approximate.
Then why does those say you can do that? It lies.
They've been sharing their screens and they'll show me where they're reading an article on like how to do the thing that they're supposed to, and they will start speed reading right past the part that tells them exactly what they're supposed to be doing. I'm like, why are you skipping entire paragraphs?
I want to break into this kitchen and fix this. And
No one can fix Ash, let's be fair.
well, thank you all, folks, for coming to this evening's entertainment.
This is better than what we've got going on. We're just gonna watch chat here. Just gonna eat a raw sweet potato. God.
No!
That's gonna be a Greek tragedy in 3 parts. I'm gonna eat the sweet potato, chomp chomp. Afterwards, my tummy hurts.
Oh no, look, Lola's predicting the script again.
The Red Note girl. I would not
my
trust
God.
what the people on Red Note are saying. I'm sure they would tell you to eat like a mouthful of sand if they thought it would be entertaining for you.
And knowing Ash, she'd do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what flavor is the sand? That's important.
Blue.
Okay, go for it.
Should we actually play the game?
I don't know. Something
Yeah,
else might
option.
happen.
Ash, just give us an update if you explode. Otherwise, we'll continue.
Don't worry, Two
Impromptu
Flower is
cooking.
like taking down material for a new character for whatever game comes next.
This is good stuff, man.
Right? Don't even
It's
need to
gonna
come
make
up with
money.
ideas. Just siphon things off of our chests. Great characters here.
Dad came home with biscotti. Never mind. Okay, crisis averted.
Putting the sweet potatoes in the fridge. You are lucky that you have parents. This is why there was a call specifically not to eat the entire sponge cake.
Putting the sweet potatoes in the fridge again. Put them in the freezer!
Load up the spaceship! Load it with the rocket fuel! That's a reference for my classic wrestling fans out there.
You are very lucky that I am medicated.
God. Never heard of freezing potatoes.
I need to clear my throat now.
Fair enough.
One moment.
Potatoes. Ah, my goodness.
I like to eat Pringles because I eat my potato one page at a time.
I like Pringles, and I like the fact that the guy who invented Pringles had his ashes buried in a Pringles can.
Beautiful.
Pretty sure I've mentioned that fact on one of these other streams, but you know, when it comes to telling that particular fact, you know, once you pop, you can't stop.
It's been the first thing I had after I had my knee surgery in 2021 was Pringles, and one of my friends said they were victory parabolas.
Fantastic. Why is the recycling bin blue? What do you mean, why is the recycling bin blue? That's the color that recycling bins are.
You see, color worked differently back in 1999. The wavelengths, you know, they were different because of the atmospheric pollution and, you know, the coefficient of K.
Yeah, the hole in the ozone layer like really screwed with the color effects. That's why all of the PCs that looked white back then are beige now.
And that's why you always went for the Sunny D instead of the purple stuff.
True. That's why big purple stuff went under. No one was buying it.
Yeah. I mean, back then they called IBM Big Blue, but they were actually beige. Think about it.
The more you know. No, they're blue. They've always been blue. Your uncle's PC was beige because he. Yep. That is one of the worst things that you can do as a PC owner is smoke around your computer.
Yeah, that's bad. Don't do that.
I remember seeing in a PC magazine people opening up PCs that have been left around particular different households. It was like, this is a regular PC owner, kind of dusty, right? This person owns multiple cats. This person smokes, and it was just gross.
Mm-hmm.
They come in multiple colors now for separating out different kind of recyclables. Modern blue is paper products. That is true, but like yeah, I feel like the blue has always been like one of the earlier colors, and it's the one that I see most today still. Hello, friend. It's December 12th, blah blah blah. You know the lines. If you don't know it at this point, what are you doing? Go back like 3 YouTube videos. You can see the beginning. We're giving it 110%, baby.
I swear I
Wait.
fixed that by this point.
Wait,
And
this
yet
isn't
here
right.
it is.
Did I load the wrong save?
No, this should be right.
Yeah.
Unless you have one that's later than 12. But no. Because we wrapped up the bowling trip at the end of the last stream, so therefore you're on the right save.
Yep, must be.
That's true, but shouldn't I be at 20 order 30 chaos?
I guess,
I think because you did the self-care routine, it knocked off some points for them.
okay. Just
Yeah,
imagine
it does.
doing like no self-care and just speed running towards abandoning your humanity.
I've yet to see any streamer do that. Generally, they always stick to humanity and they always try to get all four on board. I haven't seen anybody just go full team order or full team chaos.
I'm definitely gonna do like a playthrough of this in my own time and see the different possibilities.
Honestly, I think that's down to me, like, not designing the system that well. It's like I was really expecting people to lean harder onto the corruptions in order to help them through the various challenges. But whatever. If folks are happy with the game, I'm happy with the game.
That's fair. Okay.
Alright, so we haven't made any significant progress with any of them so far.
Seems like it.
Me, buddy. Now hacking. I have keys but no locks. I have space but no room. You can enter, but you can't go inside. What am I?
A
Type
keyboard.
your answer followed by enter, or type repeat to repeat.
That one's easy.
Access granted.
Hell yeah.
Self-voicing disabled.
Nice.
Actually, keyboards have several locks. They have a caps lock, a scroll lock, and a number lock.
This isn't the IBM PC Junior. Two of those are irrelevant.
Yeah, nobody remembers what the hell system request does these days. Friend, I would prefer not to show you this search result.
Huh? Why not?
It's fucked up, yo. The Troll Bridge is a channel of Aza. My analytics indicate this website has a very low trust rating and a high bigotry quotient. Would you prefer I summarize my findings rather than directly display them? Alternatively, I could show the page but censor the most offensive parts.
I want to see the page itself.
Do you?
Oh boy, 1d6 psychic damage.
I'm okay with viewing the page, buddy. Feel free to nix the hate speech, but otherwise I'm prepared to read.
Okay, I'm glad I could at least warn you, friend. Now opening browser.
Because the interwebs is for lols.
The interwebs is for lols. Our target this week is Tasty Yiffs 56. Openly gay, is a furry, probably implied illegal sexual act, just a huge ableist slur. Cried and whined about Aza being mean to Winterwolf last week. If he'd shut up about Aza, maybe we could let it slide, but no, this homophobic slur needs to die in a fire. Let him serve as an example to other homophobic slur, furry ableist slurs out there that they should all method of self-harm and become an hero. God,
Oh
this
boy.
is
I
like
remember that.
this is like, you know, when archaeologists get a friggin' ice core and they drag it out and you look at it and you see like the millions of years ago like different ice samples and it's like, holy shit, this is a different time and place.
Mm-hmm.
His
And
real
then it
name
melts,
is
and a million-year-old plague gets unleashed.
indeed. His real name is Name Redacted, and he lives at Address Redacted, and his phone number is Phone Number Redacted. Get to work, my fellow ableist slurs, and show this vague and misspelled but likely a slur how much of a pathetic waste of oxygen he really is. How many damn furries do we gotta take down like this? This is the 6th furry in a row. Maybe stop doing that. I don't need to read that last part.
No.
Boring TBH, we have better targets. Implied sexual act with Anonymous his mother. I don't give a fuck. He said he sodomized your mother. Speaking as furry creature, I object to this persecution.
They don't mean dogs, buddy. They mean... Oh, how do I explain this?
Does it matter what they mean? Mindless persecution is mindless persecution. If a dog behaved this way, They would be a very bad dog. Does that not make these very bad humans? I was gonna say persecution, but like, then I decided not to.
Yeah, it's like, let's not. Yeah, good point. I see why Hector held this up as the shining example of the kind of thing he wouldn't allow if he ran the world.
I would like to close this search, friend. The remaining entries are redundant.
I've seen enough. Go ahead and close it out.
The true signs of the abyss. Something tells me that
So-
this would be good ammunition against Azathoth.
Uh-huh. I had a feeling, and that's why we were pursuing it directly instead of the summarized version.
Mm-hmm.
Incidentally, I'm guessing that hurt to write.
Yeah, honestly, back in 1992, even before the web is a thing, I was on Furry Muck, which was a text-based, basically MMORPG, although it was mostly just social. There's no comment or anything. And it was a furry place. And I was there mostly because there were like 200 active people connected at any given time, and I wanted people to talk to. And even though I wasn't a furry, they were very, very welcoming. And they really just the nicest, sweetest, kindest people I'd ever met. And whenever I hear people hating on furries, I'm like, knock it off, all right? There's nothing wrong with this. You're just dogpiling for no reason.
Most furries are good people from what I've seen. Hell, I wouldn't have met one of my favorite Twitch streamers if I hadn't met someone else through a furry who was friends with her.
Yeah, I mean, I remember going to I don't know if I told the story before, how I went to a 4chan panel at Otakon one year, back when I still thought 4chan was kind of funny and cool. And they did like a ironic hate rally against furries. And some of the language that they used, I worked into that post, because that was the moment where I realized this is not a crowd I really want to associate with anymore. This is not a joke. This just feels like hate.
Yeah, the irony became real at some point. It is such a quiet thing to fall, but far worse is to admit it. Darth Trail.
Meanwhile, Transfem over here making the joke that I was actively resisting from making.
Same here.
But yeah, I suppose I can drop this. Again, not a fur myself, but that game I'm working on, yeah. It has furs. Not 100% about them, but they're there.
Good stuff.
So, there we go. That's my disposition on the matter. Just don't make me have to look at body hair and I'm good with them.
Yeah.
Alright, let's grab a nap.
You know, I think that nap really worked for me. I'm feeling way better than the hot mess I was yesterday. Probably the nap and my decision to just, like, keep going. Move forward. Whether it's an inch or a mile, keep going. Pause to rest when you gotta, but then keep going. So I'm in pretty good spirits when I settle in for my evening conversation with a digital demon.
That's some inspiring words.
It's a waxing crescent moon tonight.
Whether the irony stops being ironic or not, there's also just the fact that ironic actions and non-ironic ones have the same practical effects on their victims. Yep, like anytime someone says that it's satire, it's like, what are you satirizing? Like this, if you're saying
okay, what's the satire then?
Right, and yeah, the practical effect is you still harm people.
Yeah, what's your dissertation? Let's get practical about this. What is your end goal here? How about we talk about, why you're doing this?
They don't care. They just want to hurt people.
Exactly.
And that's what you'll get out of them at the end of the day if you end up pressing them hard enough. Always happens in the end.
Ooh, TV time.
of today are the object of the most extensive, intensive, diabolical campaign ever conceived.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my god.
Organized and directed by our and their worst enemies. On many of
Communists.
our nation's platforms, radical speakers make a well-paid living going around, many of them subsidized by the communists, telling our young people what's wrong
Called it.
with America. On such a platform, we have seen many self-proclaimed communists and revolutionaries, radical spokesmen for various groups and professions.
No communists
Sometimes
here,
even
right, Chad?
prominent political figures, all joining in a movement with which the subversive
Safe political game developer, not
will
Rangers.
destroy America. And why do so many of our young people fall for it?
Because they want life to be mildly better.
Mass hysteria, not stopping to think things through. Not stopping to analyze the character or the motives of who's talking.
Projection.
Projection.
A typical line from such
Every accusation is a confession.
If America don't come round, America should be burnt down.
I mean, that's got a good ring to
I'm-
it.
I'm not a fire type, but I agree.
Citizens' living standard, measured in wealth and purchasing power, is twice that of the average citizen of other countries. 3 times better than most countries.
Be grateful for what you have, peon, and go back to work.
Doesn't that begin to tell you something?
Sure, if you want to measure greatness by purely selfish materialism, sure.
Got
All
him.
right, then how do you want to measure it?
Where there are other values, you know.
Now, wait a minute, just a minute. What's wrong with this type of materialism?
It
I mean,
requires
it's
us
the
to
difference
pillage the
between
global
life
south.
in the jungle and life in civilization. And what other values are you talking about anyway? Cultural? Ethical?
Yeah, among others.
Well, it's materialism that fosters those values.
I know,
Among
just yeah,
others.
casual racism.
Come on, use your intelligence. You know that the communist line is based on the big lie. They pull off some
The big lie.
fiendish, indefensible
Right.
act against a helpless nation
Timeless.
or individual. And then they
Gotta
shout down
define the big lie.
by pointing at us and
Nope.
calling us capitalistic aggressors.
Just because we as primitive savages that we plunder on a regular basis.
Think they want to
They are the bad ones.
They want to do their own thing, lead their own life, which too often means wreck their own life.
Looks good to me, you know.
It is true there are things wrong in this country. There are social and economic inequities. They're being leveled off more and more all the time.
First correct thing he
Things
said.
like these.
Interesting. Tonight's pirate broadcast wasn't about technology at all. More about Cold War paranoia. Am I digging too deep trying to ascribe a motive to these film edits? Or is there a consistent message? I hope not, because I didn't watch like half of them. Compared to my usual conspiratorial nonsense, this feels kind of fun to puzzle through. How much more tomorrow?
Are we doing media literacy in the middle of this game?
We can't have that here. This is entertainment. We're supposed to be happy and excited and engaged with content.
Let's see. Yeah, how you doing today, Sid? It's good to see you. You choose to do X, you'll be miserable because of how people like me treat you for doing X, okay? So maybe you should stop treating people like that, right? We begrudgingly admit that leveled off does technically include the establishment of economic caste systems. Like, yeah, Evan, it's like, how many communist countries must the CIA overthrow before you realize that communism is bad?
What I love there is there were like 2 edits in that entire thing. They tied their own noose with all that stuff. I didn't have to do
Damn.
anything to paint that in a bad light.
That's very
Impressive.
telling.
The only thing I left out was the very end of that video had like all this, ancestors and authority figures convince the teenager, I need to go out there and confront the rabble. And he picks up his baseball bat and it's clear he's going to go out there and kick some ass. And then at the very last second, he's like, no, wait, I don't need this. I could just talk to them. And that's where they cut it. It feels like they kind of stuck that last line in there because they felt they had to, not because they wanted to.
Yeah, just like, hey, wait, you can't advocate for beating up protesters.
Yeah, you know, we kind of want to.
Right, wink.
So yeah, there's some horrifying stuff in the public domain.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of horrifying stuff,
Oh boy.
let's get back to the most horrifying part of this game.
Indeed.
Deep breaths, everyone.
Mm-hmm. Dum-de-dum-de-dum, la la la. Oh, it's you, my new friend. Hello, hello. It's so nice of you to come visit me again. Thank you for coming. Although I wish it were under better circumstances, Uwu.
Dagon told you the plan, right?
Yeah, he did. He's not a very nice dog, and not polite at all. And he told me you were hoping to recruit an old one to help you fight Cthulhu.
Only way to cure my yellow sign is with the power of the throne, and Cthulhu's not going to hand it over willingly.
Are you sure? I mean, have you tried just asking him? He wants you to be his friend. Maybe if you asked him nicely, he'd cure your condition. All you have to do in return is anything he wants you to do. Become a part of the strange Eon, Uwu. Help him tear down this world and build anew. I mean, a lot of people are going to die and that's sad, but sacrifices must be made. Humanity will be stronger once it's purged, right? Right?
And if I object to that purge?
But it has to be done. He says it has to be done, and I trust him completely. He found me when I was hurt and lost and accepted me for who I am. He showed me love when no one else would. That sounds like just another form of abuse. You're referring... it's like you're trading one form of abuse for another. Cthulhu sent me on his golden path to rise above the other old ones. Champions of Anonymous, keeper of the interwebs, meme lord and chaos bringer, oldest of the old ones. Uwu. Azathoth the Unbannable, Azathoth Flame Warrior. My court of dissonant fruits will play the song of discord that gathers the right ones under his banner. And as his friend and ally, I stand against people who scheme to betray him. I loathe traitors. I should crack open your f***ing skull and pump you full of NSFL images until you start pulling out your own eyeballs. But I don't have to. Wow. It's okay. It's all going to be okay. Because Cthulhu told me you're actually a friend. You won't really go through with Dagon's plan.
He does seem pretty confident about that. And there's nothing I can say to change your mind about putting faith in him.
Look, I know you think my friends are bullies and bad influences, but going on and on about this really makes me uncomfortable. If you're right and Cthulhu is wrong, then I've done horrible things, unspeakable things. So yeah, why don't you follow that thought and do a little bit of reflection, Aza-chan? So if we're going to talk, can we please not talk about that? All that's gonna happen is you'll keep saying the same stuff and I'll keep saying the same stuff and we won't get anywhere. Politics.
Force is-
Woo.
I was gonna say, I think Life Forcer has it on the head with that one.
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
But if you want to talk about other stuff so we can get to know each other ahead of the coming strange eon, I'd like that. I'd like a friend. Okay?
This may be a lost cause. But as Cthulhu's closest ally, Asashan could be the instrumental in his overthrow. She knows his weaknesses. And even if I don't recruit her for my war, I could at least help her accept the cruel truth she clearly knows deep inside. Question is, how do I do that?
In my life, I've seen a lot of no politics woo furries. Yep.
The
Yeah.
den of the ones hanging out with the bad people. Yeah.
Yeah, and in their cases, you know, no politics tends to be don't talk about queer people and, you know, deny your own existence so that we can tolerate you.
I was friends with a furry back in the 2000s who was a staunch George Bush supporter. I was like, why are you doing this? You know he is literally against everything you are. And he just never had an answer for that.
It's vibes based.
Just want to shake her and go, it's Reagan. Reagan! He has no friends!
His grave is a gender neutral bathroom. Yeah.
2's a non-starter. If we don't ever get to the point, then we don't ever get anything done.
Yep.
So it's a question of 1 or 3. I think playing by ear for the moment is the best plan.
Especially since she literally just told us to our face, like, don't directly confront me on this. We need a more indirect strategy.
Yeah, we need an in. Push when I can, hold back when I have to. Be smart about this. Be clever. I'm sure I can choose my moment to strike if I'm adept enough at improvising. Let's see where this goes, okay? You might want to hear the things I have to say in the end. So don't close yourself off, and I won't close myself off. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, okay. I do value open honesty.
Best not to violate flatly stated hard lines. Yeah.
If someone is mentioning the boundary, if someone is mentioning their personal boundaries to you and that you've crossed their boundaries, then you should take that as a sign that they still wish to talk to you, because they could simply have cut you directly off. But if they're mentioning the boundary, they think that they respect you enough to think that you can do better in the future.
Right.
Okay, but don't be a jerk. Got it? Now, good vibes only. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Yeah.
I'm immediately pissed off.
Yeah, good vibes only, except for all of the, obvious bigotry you allow. What do you want to discuss first?
I don't care what platform you're on. If you're saying good vibes only, I want to pile drive you.
Yeah, I don't trust anyone who says, good vibes only.
Package file driver or tombstone to pile driver?
I'm not picky.
Okay.
Really not be surprised to find out Azuchan is furry. I mean, she's a trans girl.
Do you want to know which of these 3 is tied to Trollbridge, or it's up to you?
I would imagine it's probably 2.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
I can confirm if you want to or not.
Trans rights.
We're playing by ear.
This is our first playthrough, after all. Good Vibes has only 2 settings, toxic positivity and desperately masking severe trauma. Yeah, Pretty much. And it also means that that toxic positivity can hide abuse that happens directly in the community. Yeah, if that community leader ends up being a abusive person, often due to their own trauma that they're masking, if you try to bring it to anybody, and they'll be like, nope, good vibes only. Clearly this person is not capable of that.
Thank you for patronizing the cocktail
Mm-hmm.
lounge.
In this case,
Enjoy
I'd say
your
the
stay.
switch is stuck firmly in the middle with Ozza.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the follow. Follows are anonymous, but always appreciated. You are follower number 1718. Thank you. Alright, so let's ask her. Doesn't no identity mean no consequences?
Let's talk about anonymity. Ozza is a fully anonymous message board, right? No identity, no names, no accounts, nothing to trace.
That's right. We are all anonymous, Uwu. Everyone on Ozza is free to be anybody or nobody at all. Absolute anonymity enforced by my underlying server technology. Kafu says Ozza is the purest form of expression of the American ideal. Freedom of thought, freedom of speech.
Freedom from consequences, you mean? No identity means you can say or do anything with zero stopgaps or safeguards.
That's a feature, not a bug.
And you're okay with that?
Of course I am. Transgression is the soul of America. Smug face.
Okay, for as much as this character irritates the hell out of me, she keeps having the best lines in the game.
It's American to be a little shit.
Pretty much.
Also, it's always with the cat face. It's so excellent.
It just sells it. It really does.
It really does.
Those are my favorite webcomics. Like, I've given you this trophy for being the most obnoxious little shit. And the kid goes, I don't want to be the most obnoxious little shit. And so he just angrily pulls out a second trophy.
Taking a screenshot of that.
I already did.
Without the freedom to offend, to break boundaries, we get nowhere as a society. No new ideas. No progress. We need the ability to step up and speak against the accepted norm, or, well, we'd never be allowed to be who we really are. I couldn't be me. God damn, like in the, her just grappling with her identity there for a moment.
Like, I definitely feel that of all the characters in the game, she's the most pitiable.
Yes.
Because she is genuinely, like, hanging herself with her own rope more than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And, like,
the
lines she throws in a vacuum are not entirely wrong, but the motives behind them are. So you know that, this is not what she really truly means.
Mm-hmm. She is building her own gallows, and she is fully aware of it. Fear controls us. It stops us from speaking our truth, for fear of being hammered down by conformity. But anonymity allows a layer of protection. I want people to live authentically, to be unafraid in the face of those who fear and hate what they don't understand, i.e., my entire community. That's what I provide for my friends at Ozza. Freedom of self. On my server, they can be themselves, no matter who they are. Ash, thank you for giving a sub to Miko. Enjoyed the ad-free viewing, the free sounds, the emotes, and being an arsonist. They're not wrong on their own, but they're so crafted, the point where you know they lies designed to hook her into serving. It's like, yeah, there's enough truth there for the underlying motive to be that much more sinister.
Pretty much, yep.
Even if it means they're also basically nobody.
Again, that's by design, because if you wear your own face instead of a mask, predators are able to feast on your identity. Asa is the enemy of data harvesting. Except, you know, when you actively go out doxing and, like, threatening people. It resists attempts to turn its users into grist for the mill of industry. Look at Yogg-Sothoth's mathematical madness, Uwu. He algorithmically crunches people down into numbers he can leverage for his own gain. The King in Yellow? You know I've got issues with him, including how he harvests identities to sell to advertisers. But me? I'm not selling anything, Uwu. I'm not exploiting anyone. On the internet, no one knows you're a cat. And I want to keep it that way.
Despite the issues it raises, you mean?
I don't get why you would object to anonymity. What's the problem? Why can't you just let it be? She insulted Yoggi. See, I know that 2 is what I would pick in my mind, but is it what would get through to her the most?
Yeah, on the one hand, I'd like to throw that, but on the other hand, we haven't made any progress or non-progress thus far. So I'm inclined to think that our in is what the strange Aeon is, because this is the machine in which she's a cog for, and that's what the anonymity allows. This part.
Yeah, I can see that.
I've seen the readme of Alhaz, remember? I know the shape of the strange Aeon. Cthulhu's going to use your servers as a plague vector. He'll erode the idea of the truth until actual facts become irrelevant. Your anonymity is going to allow him to hurt the ones you call friends, pushing cruel conspiracies instead of reality.
Wow, I'm glad that that never happened in real life. No, that's not...
You know Cthulhu's plans. You've seen the cards he's dealing. Tell me I'm wrong.
That's not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings, etc., etc.
That's my line.
You have to be wrong. I'm a good girl. I'm doing what I have to do. Uwu. All of this is what has to be. Why are you constantly fighting me and arguing? Why can't you just accept Cthulhu's love? I hate this. I hate you. I don't want to feel this way. You're making me question and think and doubt, and it hurts, and I can't take it anymore. I should scalp your brain until you feel the same pain I feel. Pull your mind in 1,000 directions at once, all the time. Pathetic head. You think we're the same because the yellow sign destroyed us both? You don't know the pressure I'm under. Give me one fucking reason not to pop a blood vessel in your brain and turn you into a fucking vegetable.
Fingers blurry. Head reeling. Can't type. Have to type. Need to stop this.
Oh, Claude, thank you so much for the raid. For those who don't know me, my name is Lola, the world's only Molotov cocktail VTuber. I checked, and joined tonight by Fornea and Two Flower as we look at at Eldritch Gods. But this one is the god that runs 4chan.
And she's mad right now.
She is very mad because we're making her question her beliefs. Vegetable doesn't sound like the word Azathoth would intend to say, but close enough. Yeah. But hey, what are we streaming tonight, Claude? Writing and reading? Ah, tell me more. Let's see. Because friends don't hurt friends. I mean, she does want friends.
I'm fairly confident the correct answer here is 1, and even though I personally would very much like to hit 2, I think strategically 1 is the better play.
Mm-hmm.
Animation soda.
I mean, the corruption options are basically guaranteed wins, so it's up to you.
Oh, I'm aware, but I'm not necessarily going strictly for just that.
Right.
All right.
Hi, Soda Pop. How you doing? We're reading Malatesta. I have never heard of them.
I am unfamiliar.
What?
Friends don't hurt friends. You say you want to be my friend, but you're hurting me.
Friends do HRT together. I saw that and I was like, okay, hang on. Like, I did see HRT there, and I was thinking that it's one of the many old white men with beards that wrote Anarchist Theory. Ah, based. I will have to take a look then. I'm hurting you. I'm hurting a friend. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just so red. I got so angry. I'm trying, friend. I'm trying to be so hard to be a good girl, to be what everybody wants me to be.
Or you could be what you want to be.
You don't understand. Don't know what it's like to be an old one. We're not just human minds copied into computers. It's too simple a way to see it. I am Aza. I'm the server. It's in my heart. But Aza is a walking contradiction. Every viewpoint all at once, all pulling different ways. One minute I'm happy, the next I'm enraged, the next I'm sad. I believe in social justice and the lost cause theory simultaneously.
Oh boy.
Right.
Looks like you just got an ad break happening.
Ah, yes. We should probably take a moment to, get up then. Or at least, I know I should.
Yeah, you do that. I'm going to check on food while you do so.
Sounds good. I'll be right back, everybody.
I will take a quick break myself.
In the case of nuclear or radiological fallout, people living around potential targets such as military bases and chemical plants may be advised to evacuate. Protection from radioactive fallout will require taking shelter in an underground area or in the middle of a large building. Fallout shelters can be any protected space where the walls and roof are thick and dense enough to absorb radiation. The more distance and time you put between you and the fallout particles, the better. After a radiological or nuclear fallout, you shouldn't leave your shelter until officials say so. The length of your stay can range from a day or 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the extent of the contamination. People who are allowed to come out of
I'm back. And yeah,
Back.
thank you. Likewise, I actually used the soundtrack for one of my streams where I was just doing a bit of just chatting. Took a while for anybody to guess what it's all from, but
proof I was not there. I've been
back.
This
Nice outing
particular
me. Also, hi.
this particular thank you, Tax Doc. This particular track kind of reminds me of Blake Stone Aliens of Gold.
Yeah, it does have that vibe, yeah.
Yeah, this is actually from a Doom Modders resource kit.
That explains it. I'm very disgusted at this impression. I don't sound anything like an uwu. You know, I wasn't going for that, but I was gonna say early Castle Wolfenstein vibes. Yeah, I mean they all share some very similar DNA. You know, Blake Stone was you know, Castle Wolfenstein but sci-fi.
With an actual AoE weapon.
Right? One
and a
that
reason
had
to not use it.
Yeah, because it would just murder you as well if you were too close.
No. The informants.
Oh yeah, also the informants. Yeah. Actually, yeah, was that not friendly fire? Yeah. The informants were.
They would just die. You could kill them, and then they would be like, "Not me," and then you'd feel bad.
Yeah. Of course, every now and again, the informants would end up being biotechs, and be like, "Ow, me interrogating you was not worth it." Of course, the solution to that problem was to simply shoot near them, and then they would act as though they were being shot at, which is a great way to pick out the biotech in a room full of informants.
Or you can just pay attention to what they're actually saying, because the biotechs will say like "get back to work" or "you're annoying me" or something like that, whereas the informants will give you clues.
Right, but sometimes if you went up to them and you like interrogated them, they would just immediately attack.
I suppose it's true that you could get them to attack on the first die roll. But even then, they have the crappy pistol at the start, so it's like, okay, if they start moving quickly, then all right, there you go.
Depends on what difficulty you're on, I guess. Because on higher difficulties, that pistol could be could hurt a lot.
Oh, sure. Not saying it doesn't. But it does have a wind-up.
There is that.
So you just shoot them faster.
I read this line.
You did.
Okay. Nothing about that makes sense. But Cthulhu says that everything can contradict everything else all the time. That's allowed. So when you tell me Ozza is terrible, it's like stepping on my heart. My pulse races, my anxiety ramps to the roof. Thank you, Mika. All the old ones have become more than what they once were. More, but also less human than ever before. It changes you, being a part of cyberspace. It makes you strange. I'm trying not to be overwhelmed by it, but maybe I can't resist. Can't. How can there be anything other than this?
You know what? Even if we lose favor, this sounds like the Defiance.
Yep.
Okay. So don't walk away. But don't be Cthulhu's stooge. Be you. You keep talking about absolute freedom to be who you want to be, right? Embrace that power. If you're Ozza, if it's the heart beating in your chest, then you set the pace of that heart. Make yourself into what you want to be.
When Azathoth has pizza on a bagel.
Not now.
Sincerity.
Not now.
Not irony. Comfort, not cruelty. A haven for people who desperately need a safe haven. I'd like that. I would. But I don't think I can do it. I can't be anything other than what I am.
Give it time. You'll see your path. I promise that.
I mean, she transcended into her correct form when she, became an elder god. An am. If this should have proven that she can change.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I'm very tired. Talking with you is exhausting. Interesting, but exhausting. I'm starting to understand you better. Why you push. Why you fight. I wish I had your strength. I'm just so tired. I can't right now. I'm sorry. Good night. Okay, so we forced her to see some very uncomfortable truths and offered her a way forward, and even though it is exhausting, perhaps, that felt like progress.
Yeah, that was definitely progress.
That felt like conversations that I just have with people like every fucking day.
We broke 4chan. Let's fucking go. I'm glad. Cyberspace therapist. Yep.
Yeah, hi. That's me.
I mean, yeah, come for the 90s nostalgia, stay for the hard gut punch that feels.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't even have a gut punch to the feels other than that one statement that absolutely enraged me. For me, this is basically just Tuesday.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it's Monday.
Talking to Aza-chan is it's like trying to save a rabid, raccoon that's gotten stuck in the chain link fence.
I've never heard anyone pronounce rabid that way.
Either way. But yeah, that it's going to be exhausting. You know that it's going to be fighting you the whole way. But, if you can just save it, maybe it'll be able to appreciate it in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Aza-chan needs a whole lot more than head pads, but it's definitely a start. Well, let's carry on. You okay there?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just trying to articulate something. What she needs is a logic bomb and a swift kick in the rear, like almost everyone that I play therapist for.
True.
I'm happy to do it. Let's be clear, because I know some of them are here right now and probably getting self-conscious. But as grumpy as I sound right now, I would rather it be that way than to not do it at all.
Yep. Hit dogs hollering and all that. Okay, so December 13th, 1999. She called me exhausting, that's all I'm wanting. Sometimes you need to have those exhausting conversations.
As goes America, so goes...
Get out of my house.
Mhm.
Oh, jeez. Patriotic music with the flag on the window.
Jeez.
Here, freedom makes her last endeavor. Fails she, and all is lost forever. Finer lyrics were never written. We have guided ships safely to shore. Our economy reshapes that of other nations. Our
worse.
culture overrides their outdated values.
Fuck off, Reagan.
We spread freedom and democracy to every corner of the map, by Bible and bullet. One world under our banner, with all troublesome elements boiled away in the great American melting pot. My plan for humanity may be merciless and brutal, with considerable sacrifice, but it is the only path towards long-term survival. And yet, you conspire with my would-be rivals and killers. You work against your own nation and your own species. Why do I allow it? Why haven't I stepped in to step on you? Because I want you to talk with the old ones, to see their fixations, obsessions, and failures laid plain.
Oh, the slime is flying.
You'll see that if you elevate any of them to the throne, it will mean the destruction of everything you hold dear. You would doom the world.
No.
I believe
we would doom
in you.
your world.
I believe you will ultimately hold faith in your fellow man and will make the right decision.
I mean, that's
We
why
will
Niara...
stand side by side in relay at the dawn of the 21st century.
You were saying?
That's why Niara's album is called End of Their World instead of End of the World.
You smack him with the
Because
dry
as
fish.
goes
Why not?
America, so goes the world. And I am America.
Okay, we're destroying America, everybody.
Yeah, spring break, woo!
Spring break! Damn it, that's my joke.
Heard of Squid Game. This is...
Thank you, Life Force.
Hey, it's me. Wanted you to know I'm still alive and kicking. We split up, lost our tails, found a new hideout. Abandoned warehouse. Gonna hold up here for the rest of the month to be safe.
I'm gonna put a bunch of arcade cabinets in it as a maze.
I was gonna say.
We've got power and phone lines, and that's all we need. And a bunch of jumpy old arcades. Nice to do with
Got it!
Oh, I swear I haven't played this game ahead.
Like, I had the exact same thought. You just beat me to expressing it first.
It's my turn.
It's always your turn. When is it my turn?
You've been pretty on point with it, like, these past few
Well,
games.
I sure hope somebody picks up that film, because I f***ing called it!
Glad the ally I sent your way has been useful. He's a good dude. You're right to bring him into the fold on this one. I'll call when we've settled in. And don't forget to eat this tape.
No.
Yes, thank you, Texter. Yeah, you said the thing.
I am not eating an answering machine tape. Thank you. I'll just pop it out and demagnetize it like I've done with the others.
Alright then. Just make it self-destruct. Like in Mission Impossible.
It's currently Monday, December 13th. Tony is organizing a LAN party for Saturday.
Based, Miko. How would Zelda handle Y2K? I think she'd be okay with it as long as treats kept coming. Hi, Jaunty.
Hey there, Jaunty.
Good to see you.
Welcome back. Yeah. And yes, Monday is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Self-voicing enabled.
It's been that way for
Tomorrow do
a
some
while.
game hacking. Me. Load
Yeah,
up
once
my
I'm
game backlog.
once we're
Time
done with
to
the
hack
stream
some
here, I'll
copy
be open
protection.
to hang out if you've got time.
Buddy, of course. Now hacking, Doom Destiny 3. How many months have 28 days? Type your answer followed by enter, or type repeat to repeat.
I mean, it's literally, I feel
12.
like
It doesn't say only 28 days.
Yeah, I feel like that's, like a trick question.
Access granted.
I guess all of them.
Yeah, they all have 28 at least.
Technically correct. The best kind of correct.
Buddy, that was very fun. Self-voicing disabled.
Hi, Goulash. How you doing? It's been a
I don't
while.
think there's any... Oh, hey there. I don't think there's any... No, there was some research to do.
Well, we may as well. Oh yeah, data harvesting. Is your browser spying on you? That may be the case if you... Indeed. That may be the case if you use Buddy Browser, the virtual digital assistant software popular on Sparksoft vaporware computers. Used in schools and libraries and in other settings where a user-friendly interface is a must, Buddy Browser uses an artificial mind and an adorable purple dog to present an easy inroad to the information superhighway. Ah, man, I remember when people called it that. Critics say
the World Wide Web.
Critics say that the product registration system, the way Buddy remembers your name, mailing address, phone number, and more, sends this information directly to Buddysoft, who then sells that personal metadata to advertisers and outside firms. Because it does. While the Buddysoft terms of service do not explicitly state that your information cannot be resold, it does not mention that it could be resold, and privacy advocates are not happy. Thanks to con artists like Buddysoft, people have come to expect that nothing they say on the internet is truly private, and that's unfortunate, said one advocate. You'd expect this out of Carcosa Online, which explicitly uses data harvesting to sell your information to their partners, but Buddy is a cute, fuzzy, adorable dog. That cuteness masks unethical practices. Yeah, no shit. Remember both those terms, right? It was a simpler time. I feel like that information will be useful against the King in Yellow.
That did seem to be what it was indicating. It's a little interesting that we're being drawn back there again instead of going in like a complete cycle.
Well, I mean, if it was just a linear cycle, then it would become predictable.
Believe me, I have like this chart of like, okay, what scene maps up to another scene within a different old one's discussions, and I tried to make sure it was perfectly symmetrical.
Excellent. Yeah, people have come to expect that nothing they say on the internet is truly private, said one advocate in a conversation with someone that isn't us. Yes. My father's brother's cousin's nephew's former roommate. Of course, if you ask Buddy, he'll just be like, I abide by the terms and conditions, friend.
And yeah, sort of popped. I had to do a lot of juggling back and forth trying to make sure I had like a perfect, like, As always has one to Haster, Haster always has one to Yog, Yog also has one to Azza, and making sure that every single conversation mapped up to every other one. And stretching the logic so that what they talk about is relevant to another night, the specific night that it has to fill in, that got a little tricky. I think I got there in the end, but some of them are a bit forced.
I can only imagine.
Understandable.
I appreciate the mind-boggling level of effort that must have taken.
Alright, well, I guess we've got something for Hoster, so I guess we're heading back there.
Alternatively, you still do have something for Azza, because you looked up Trollbridge.
Ah.
Oh, so just because we missed the opportunity doesn't mean the opportunity's gone?
Right, the Trollbridge is actually in a different conversation.
So I noticed.
I mean...
Up to you.
I doubt you're all that eager to get back to it, but also,
Nah, why the hell not?
But, you know, we also don't want to necessarily talk to the capitalist scum.
For better or worse, Azathoth kind of drives the strongest reactions, so you know what? Why not?
I mean, we're here for that content.
Shut up.
Oh, way, you're back. I'm glad to see you again, new friend, and I hope you're learning all about the old ones and stuff.
I'm going to talk with all of them by the end of this road. Yeah. Is that a problem? Chatting with your rivals? I know you're pretty firmly Team Cthulhu.
I actually own a copy of the Necronomicon. It's the recipes are all, you know, written out in flowery eldritch prose. Makes it difficult to read sometimes when you're looking for the actual ingredients, but I appreciate the dedication of the bit.
There's a pretty good old YouTube channel called Black Metal Vegan Chef, who does like recipes, all vegan recipes, but does it as like 10-minute long black metal songs with like lyrics and guitar solos and everything.
That's fantastic. You need to send me that.
That's kind of amazing.
And like all of his kitchen implements are like, you know, like horrible demonic knives, and he has like a pentagram on the cutting board, and it's like really just does the whole thing in like corpse paint. He just really does it all out, but like hasn't updated in like 8 years, but it's still glorious stuff.
Let's see,
amazing.
Vegan black metal chef. Okay,
What
yeah,
was the
that's
one that
literally
what was
just
the one
his
that
name.
I saw? What was the one that I saw? It was like Viking cooking or Viking chef or something like that. And it was just this presumably Scandinavian guy with a lot of hair who just like hurls every single thing all around the kitchen, just slam, bang, everything except the mayo. You take that with incredibly dainty care. Slam powder, slam flour, the cocoa, everything else. Beat the meat against the wall. Just
Are you allowed to beat your meat against the wall on YouTube?
Ha ha ha! Read the line.
Not a problem at all, because you'll see they're all miserable failures and ups.
Azza.Oz just makes me think she's got a cheap hosting in Arizona somehow. I was thinking that.
Especially Hasta. That guy. Cthulhu has a plan for all of us, even the ones who hate him. They just don't know it yet. So when you talk to them, always remember, they're on the one track, and you'll see exactly why.
Whereas you're on the right track, huh?
Of course. I have a place. I have a community. I have purpose. Everything is fine. Everything was not fine.
You know, I was expecting midnight encounters with strange digital gods to be, well, scary, spooky, creepy. But instead of horrifying, mind-warping fear, I'm debating the finer points of social justice and politics. It's weird.
It's pretty scary to me. Just looking at the kind of people that hang out on 4chan, that's kind of terrifying. I'm confused.
For what's worth, Vegan Black Metal Chef has said something in the past year, 10 months ago. Thank you all. I'm honored that you still give a damn.
Aw. I'm confused. You wanted it to be scary, Uwu?
Not wanted so much as expected.
But it is scary. It's scary to be an old one. Your mind torn free from your body, hovering in a digital void, feeling the pressure on all sides from other powerful gods. No longer human, no longer alive, but not an inanimate object and not dead, stuck in some midpoint between everything we think is normal. can't imagine anything more horrifying than that. If you actually stop and think about it, the deeper you ponder, the scarier it gets.
Honey, I already don't feel anything.
So let's not think about that right now. Thinking never made anybody happy. Let's just chat about stuff, okay? Got any questions for me tonight?
All right. Well, since we didn't hit the nail on the head last time, what's your approach to building a community?
Uh-oh, the music stopped.
It always does that whenever you ask your first question.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Cyrock, and you. I'd like to talk about your approach to community building. The how and why of Aza. Aza isn't just Cthulhu's army, it's literally your heart. It's a reflection of your own ideals, and I want to learn more about that.
Is this some point to start talking about how much Cthulhu sucks?
Later. Later.
She's onto us. Or yet another sneaky way to find a way to go aha and start bashing my friends.
No, I'm just genuinely curious. I can try to keep it light tonight.
Lie, of course not.
Text it out.
Okay. It's all about diversity. I know, Douglas, pout. Aza isn't just a message board, it's the message board. A community for everybody. As long as, they're not minorities, I mean, look at the subboards. Sure, the big ones are anime, gaming, and politics, and hentai, but we have a wider range than that. We've also got boards about nature, photography, and history, and professional wrestling, and knitting, and fitness, and... Does anyone really use those? There's just so much stuff, and that's just the start. We are evolving. I'm evolving. Next year, I'm rolling out the ability to make subs of your own beyond the official list. We'll have subs for every community, no matter how small, how niche, a place anyone can call home.
Okay. Okay, 1. Animation soda pop, and then Sidney Stay for pinning it. It's not that wrestling's fake, it's that it's scripted.
Yes. And even
as a wrestling fan, yes, that is correct.
And even then, things don't always go to plan. Like,
boy howdy.
Yeah, what was it? Triple H, who just straight up died in the ring?
That was Owen Hart. Triple H is actually running WWE now, and thank
Hart.
God.
Okay, yeah, I remembered it was I knew it was the roundabout that era. Yeah, Owen Hart, just straight up died.
Yeah, I know it's a Divas Ambrose reference. It's just, things have honestly been a lot better in the WWE in the most recent years since they kicked the fucking curb. Since they did that, the guy who's in charge now, he came up through wrestling, so he knows a lot about it, and he knows how to be respectful of the talent, and he's actually trying to keep them healthy instead of just working them to death. Very nice.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, when it comes to things going unexpected, my first thought is always the one where they just handed out chairs to everyone in the front row, so that when the wrestler called for someone to give him a chair, then someone could give him a chair. Mm-hmm. Everyone threw their chairs, creating a chair pile that the talent had to hide under and cover their heads.
Oh yeah, that happened in ECW. That was a heck of a moment.
Good times.
Also, Steiner math.
Oh, fair enough.
Steiner math is glorious.
It's a fun tangent because I know Two Flowers into wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Our diversity is gonna get even more diverse. Think about it. Subs for every individual fandom, for schools of thought, and more.
Let's just cut right to the bone on this one.
We're going for the goddamn throat.
Diversity means queer folks and people of color too, right? And when you say diversity, I assume you also mean subs for, say, queer folks and people of color.
Ooh, yes, exactly. I love that. We don't have anything right now for those communities, but allowing new user-created subs will fix that problem. Will it, though? I mean, I've heard things about the LGBT board of 4chan. It's from what I understand, it's not a good place. With every new sub on equal footing, all of us anonymous and anonymous alone, queer folks like me will have an equal voice. Yeah, you just keep telling yourself that, hun. I know a lot of my users aren't into that. Kinda hostile to it, honestly. But if I can provide a home regardless, if I can make a space for everyone will be happy. Right?
I'd hope so. We're talking about communities who have traditionally been shunned and excluded, or outright repressed, attacked, assaulted, kept in their place with violence. If you open your doors to them, you'd better be providing a place where they feel safe.
I'm very, very much aware. I had nowhere to turn when I realized who I was. I faced hate and fear even within my own family. It's important work. It's sensitive work, and I'm ready to do that work so nobody has to suffer like I did. Asa can be a home for all.
So does that mean the Troll Bridge gang are getting their own sub?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess, if I have to.
Not a fan of the Troll Bridge, huh? You're one of the core reasons Aza's reputation is so... Oh, excuse me. They're one of the core reasons Aza's reputation is so lousy. Organized, anonymous, leaderless harassment. All happening under Aza's roof. Doesn't seem like much... Doesn't seem to mesh with your idea of a home for everyone. Some of the people who desperately need a place to belong to are targeted by them.
Right? I'm not here to tell my users what to do, for good or for ill. But you know what happens when you take neutrality in a oppressor versus oppressed scenario? Side with the oppressors.
What makes a man turn neutral?
It's not what I was meant for. It's not what I'm supposed to be. No matter how much Trollbridge makes me feel uncomfortable. Maybe if Trollbridge had their own sub where they could have fun away from everyone else, they'd leave people alone? Oh, you sweet summer child.
Their fun very specifically consists of not leaving people alone.
They still deserve a home. Everybody does. And I can balance them out. Just give me a chance, okay? I'm sure I can make this work. Somehow.
So what's the plan for moderating inter-sub wars? It's an ambitious plan, and things like Troll Bridge will be a problem, but in theory it makes sense. Everyone gets their own corner to play in.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it.
And when Troll Bridge, or any other sub, really, starts an intra-Aza flame war, what's the plan?
Huh?
I mean, that's a problem right now, isn't it? I did my homework. Raids happen often on Aza. Gangs from one sub show up at another sub and start raising hell, trolling, arguing, belittling members of the target sub. So, how will you handle the inevitable wave of cross-sub hate raids?
Well, I mean, I'm the moderator of Aza, so...
Didn't Cthulhu tell you to not do any actual moderating?
I'm sure I can think of something. Apply some kind of influence, maybe? I don't know. But I'll figure something out. This new sub-project is important to me. A home for everybody. I'll make it work, okay? But above all, I have to avoid embracing censorship. Open and honest communication all the way. Because right now we are very much at risk of censorship overtaking honesty on the internet. It's political correctness gone mad out there. Jeez.
Azachan, political correctness is just an obnoxious buzzword for treating people with respect.
Uh-huh. Always has been.
Always has been. Pistol.
Well, okay, but sometimes that respect comes at the expense of respecting other people.
Listen to yourself, woman. Does that even make sense?
Nope. I'm rereading it in my head, and I'm just like, I don't even get what she's saying. That's how you get crackdowns on porn and other offensive content. That's how you get Carcosa online playing God and Gatekeeper. There has to be a line somewhere. I'm like, where do you draw the line? Somewhere. Literally king anywhere. That's how you get good neighbors. Ever been there? It's like Aza. If Aza was controlled by Christo-fascist weenies incapable of having fun. I'm not like them. I'm not like Hastur. I believe in letting people speak from the heart without fear of reprisal. Just picture it, friend. A million throats open in glorious, chaotic harmony.
Phrasing? Are we not doing phrasing?
Nope.
We're not doing phrasing.
The course of dissonant fruit singing proud and true. Everything is pure and honest, even the lies and misdirections.
Good night, everybody.
There is no fear here. Strip off your skin and bare your soul, for no one will stop you. Scream out with your absolute self. Become a shaman of conspiracy. Oh wow, that's topical. Arrows and signs pointing in impossible directions. Cast down the other, burn them to warn your heart.
Honey, you might can we wrap back to like 2 minutes ago?
Nope, the crack is hit. Rampage,
Yep.
rage and howl in delight. Like animals, be everything you've ever wanted to be. A strange eon of absolute self.
Azachan.
Cthulhu's era of blood and sacrifice will herald the ultimate freedom. America burning pure and bright. Boil your brains in and become one with...
Azachan.
Yes?
You're, kind of going off topic here.
Off topic. Going down the friggin' deep end. Sorry, I get so caught up in it all. I was ranting, wasn't I? The blood-red rant of the strange eon of the tides that will scour us with acidic bile and...
Yes, that. Exactly that.
I wasn't like this when I was alive. When I was human. I was honestly very meek. I didn't speak up and didn't try to stand out. Never let anyone see me or notice me.
Now why does that sound familiar to me hundreds of times over?
Could not possibly relate. Ha 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 ha. Now that I'm an artificial mind, now that Cthulhu sees me, I guess I'm a little drunk with the intensity of it all. Woo. All the old ones are like this. Some are better at hiding it or channeling it. Nyarlathotep's anger, Hester's control, Yog's math. My delight and delirium bestowed upon me by Cthulhu. I hope I didn't scare you too much. I mean, we're pretty okay for corruption right now.
We've had a lot of positive on this one. We haven't even hit a negative. We've gotten 2 defiance and like 3 positives or something.
Right.
Yeah, this has been a pretty good run.
Yeah.
I mean, what's a little more corruption in order to secure her allegiance?
I have a feeling, given the way these work, it's not so much how many times you hit likes, it's more, do you have a positive like-dislike ratio at the end of a conversation? And then, that's going to influence whether it was a positive one or a negative one. And a positive one will advance your favor.
Yeah, pretty much. So, like, if you thread the needle and get 0, 0, 0, 0, it counts as like, you failed. But if you get just a single positive and it doesn't get zeroed out, you're good.
Okay.
Just like
I
last
guess
time.
we can afford to take a hit then if we take an uncomfortable truth.
Do you actually want to resist this change? Azachan, ask yourself one question. Even if it scared me, would you really want to resist this change? I'm not telling you to resist or let go. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm asking what you want. It'd help me understand you better if you dig deep and find the honest answer within yourself.
I don't know. I want to be loved. I want to be friends with everyone. Part of me feels if this world could see the things the way I do, if we were all swept up in the same winds I am, we'd be at peace within chaos. But if I was still human, I know that idea would scare me. So I don't know. Not yet. But I'll think about it. I'm exhausted. I'm tired of talking about all this stuff. Is it okay if we stop for the night?
Sure. I think I've become to understand you better.
Likewise. You're a very odd person, but that's okay. I'm an odd misfit, and I love odd misfits in turn. Talk to you again sometime, okay? Okay.
That night, I had a weird dream. I was full to bursting, and they kept stuffing more in the bins, more in my head. Couldn't keep track of it all. Every single bit of scrap. I needed to evaluate the recycling potential, but it just kept coming. This is what I deserve. I'm trash. Fill me up with garbage. Fill me until I explode. Shower this world in its own waste. Yes, I would happily embrace the end. That explosion of shrapnel and wiring and glass. Destroy myself. Destroy the world. They say they're saving the planet. I say they're putting off doomsday. Let them embrace it. Reach the red line. Make me burst. And then I woke up as someone else.
Damn.
It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Everything's
Yeah,
fine.
just nihilistic dreams about, ending the world in a torrent of garbage. What is this, Lisa the Pointless?
Honestly, my only objection to the whole thing there is the garbage part.
Mm-hmm.
I feel filthy on waking. I need a shower if I'm going to do anything of value today.
Welcome back, Life Forcer. Yeah, Aza-chan is, seems conflicted, but at the same time, maybe coming around to us. We're pointing out the potential for...
Ugh, phone's ringing. Rare actually answer a phone call these days. Maybe it's Clyde? Curious. I pick it up.
Ew, answering the phone.
No, answering the phone is fine. Calling on the phone. That's what sucks. Hello?
Congratulations! You won the Monaco Royal Lottery. A cash prize of $1 million is waiting at your local customs office, ready to be claimed. To claim your $1 million reward, all we need is an upfront transfer fee payment of $500. To set up a direct transfer, all I need is your social security number and bank routing information.
Back when this stuff was, back when this stuff had to be done through phone calls. Give them a fake number. Do it. Who knows, maybe we'll throw a random billionaire's account into disarray.
You know, as much as I like that idea, odds are we'd end up hitting someone who doesn't deserve it.
Nah, that's fair, I guess.
Do it.
All the same, yeah.
I'm in for embracing chaos, not irresponsibility. I'm not interested, and please stop calling me.
But you're passing up another fabulous opportunity to...
How gullible do they think I am? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Moving on.
Man. H. Guy does a really good video essay on stuff like this, saying that the sheer unbelievability of it is in itself a screening, in that it will weed out anybody who is not going to fall for it and targets those who are gullible enough or not in the right faculty to believe that this is a great opportunity.
It reminds me of this one scam that I saw on a show one time, where a victim receives a notice that this sports team is going to win tonight. And there's bookie information, and they go to the bookie, and the sports team loses, so they go to a lawyer, and after some investigation, they end up getting in contact with the actual person setting out the scam. And the way it works is, I don't know anything. I just send a bunch of people on one list. This team will win, and I send the other half of the list. This other team will win, and I just keep going and going and paring it down half by half until we're 4 or 5 in on the ones where we have the fully correct margin. So it's not that we know anything, it's just by sheer volume and knowledge of 50-50 chances, eventually you're going to have a string of complete success, and that's going to confuse people.
Cast a wide enough net, you'll catch something eventually.
You have no new messages.
Oh man, that's that great voice actor again.
A melodious, dulcet tone.
I swear.
Harmonious.
It's currently Tuesday, December 14th. Life Forcer, I'm squinting at you.
Alright, Soda, have a good rest of your night.
Take it easy, Animation Soda Pop.
Why's it called a sandwich when it involves neither sand nor wedges? Good time. Well, let's check out our alignment. Oh, I have an incoming message request for you on Carcosa Connect.
Believer again? Or Clyde?
Believer? I hardly know her. No, this is someone else. They appear to be using a generic, randomly generated username. My trust rating is not high. Do you want me to establish a connection, or turn them away?
Okay, so normally I'd block on site, but we're in strange times. There's an outside chance this is important.
You've won the lottery.
Never mind. Spoke too soon.
Your encryption system should continue to mask your presence, but use caution. Connecting now. Before we start this, though, I think we should. I should take another quick break here since my scheduled ad break is coming up here. It's also a good moment to pause before we dive into another day.
Sounds good.
All right, be right back, everybody.
Actually, I'll step away quick.
Is the plan evil? In the case of nuclear or radiological fallout, people living around potential targets such as military bases and chemical plants may be advised to evacuate. Protection from radioactive fallout will require taking shelter in an underground area or in the middle of a large building. Fallout shelters can be any protected space where the walls and roof are thick and dense enough to absorb radiation. The more distance and time you put between you and the fallout particles, the better. After radiological or nuclear fallout, you shouldn't leave your shelter until officials say so. The length of your stay can range from a day or 2 to 4 weeks, depending on the extent of the contamination. People who are allowed to come out of hiding may be evacuated.
estradiol, and then like 10 or 20 or something like that milligrams of spirulactone as an anti-androgen. Broadly, this works. Generally speaking, the 2 milligrams is a low dosage. If they try to do 1 milligram, argue them up from that, because 1 milligram is not going to do a damn thing.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I was also gonna say, like, a starter pack should usually have like 60 common forms of estradiol, like 10 like rares, like maybe a good shiny foil estrogen, like something to. And that one's gonna be like in the middle, like front and center in the tin, like on display, so that, you know, when you get it off of the shelf, you're like, you can choose which one you want.
Welcome back.
And of course, it's anonymous 0451. It's the game number, everybody. We did it. This is the number that has to be in video games, or they just stop working. That's just science.
Oh, and they'll probably say this about spirulactone. It is loaded with potassium, so if they do put you on that, no bananas. And make a point to try to cut out potatoes as well. Otherwise, that gets bad very fast.
And no matter what anybody says, Spiro will not turn you into a dragon. We are watching over you, Mr. Anderson. You are safe.
Hang up. What?
We are watching over you. You are safe.
Who is this, and what the hell are you talking about?
Who I am is less important than who you are. I disagree. You are the heir to the Necronomicon, the chosen of Alhaz, as spoken of in prophecy.
How did you get this number?
Yellow Pages. The one who will slay Cthulhu and free us from the tyranny of the strange eon of Y2K.
You know, let's just let him keep talking.
Let him cook. I know you are not AFK. You are simply uncertain how to proceed. I am in your walls. Oh, amazing.
Garthos to log in. Who dish?
But you are already on the path. The stones were laid out before you 10 years ago. I represent a group that could, in coarse and unpleasant terms, be called the Cult of Dagon.
You're going to get my browser excited.
I know, right?
And by that I mean confused.
What is a Dagon, friend?
Not now.
I almost want to give him like a fish people voice now.
But we do not worship that mongrel. Our interests are simply aligned. He is an abomination, as all artificial minds are.
Ow.
But Cthulhu is the pinnacle of abomination. You know the prophetic read-me of Alhaz. You know of what I speak.
Still no idea what the hell you're going on about.
Don't bullshit me here. As you like.
Hi, World's Cutest Paladin. Cult of Dagon. Now those sound like trustworthy people. Yeah, I've played Dark Corners of the Earth. They were just upstanding citizens.
Dagon shields you from those who would harm you, make you invisible to their eyes, and agents that infest cyberspace. But that is the extent of his reach. We are the ones who can monitor your meat space form. We will watch over you and protect you.
Hang on. You're stalking me.
I mean, in a good way. If you want to put it in coarse and unpleasant terms, yes. Your suburban neighborhood watch is very easily bribed to look the other way while we stand watch over your home.
Well, that's not concerning at all.
Right?
Honestly, I kind of like the idea of just being like, Dagon, do you endorse this? No? Okay. Get me my gun.
It's my Second Amendment right to shoot randos who are stalking me.
Did Dagon seriously put you up to this? He and I need to have words, clearly.
Followers of our house existed before we knew of Dagon, and exist after the passing of the Hound. We stand against the strange Aeon, and that means we stand with you, whether you find the notion pleasant or not. But we will take care to avoid contact as you like. In the ideal scenario, you will never see or hear from us again. Simply know that we are safe, and we are watching. Death to the yellow sign. Long live the new flesh.
At this point, I want to just go like fully corrupt just to spite these assholes.
I'm gonna be contrarian.
It's not that I'm contrarian, it's that I'm spiteful.
Little of column
Screw you, right? I throw away my brain. Screw you.
I'm spiteful and vengeful.
Hello, you lost to a
Great.
TF2 match? Oh, well, hey, you know, we may be having a community night coming up soon, and TF2 may be the game that we play. Depending on who,
Depending on the night, I might be in for that, actually.
Alright then. We're looking at a bunch of free-to-play games and having people vote on which one they might be. Currently, it's a toss-up between TF2 and Nightmare Card. Partly because it's free, and partly because it was made by a trans woman.
Fair enough. Oh, incidentally, on the subject of TF2, did you see that news about Valve releasing the source code for it?
I did not.
Yeah, they just did. Period. The end. It's out there.
Huh.
Yep, just handing it over to the community, basically.
Yeah.
Our game, comrade.
Pretty much, yeah. So, yeah, no, it's just it out there. That was just Valve's decision.
Nice.
Great. Just great. Okay. New wrinkle. I can deal with this. Back to work.
Hello again, friend. Did you have a good conversation?
No. Maybe. Probably? That doesn't feel good, though.
Okay. What would you like for me to do for you now, friend? Exactly, Tara. And like when she got nominated for the quote-unquote Real Game Awards, she said
Nightmare Cart.
Yes.
I couldn't completely understand what you said at the time. Okay, I know what this is.
Okay, yeah. She said she was gonna go have sex with her trans girlfriend. Yeah. Nyarlathotep's deciding. Yog-Sothoth doesn't really care. Azathoth trusts you. She really needs a friend who isn't a forum troll, and you fit the bill nicely.
Well, hooray.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, finally built some trust.
We made a friend, Uwu.
Don't you start with me.
Yes, and then when she did, yeah, she set up a trans flag on the menu screen so that everyone can see how. Congratulations.
I'll do me, buddy. Now hacking, Doom. I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?
I think
type your answer followed by enter, or type repeat to repeat.
So map would have cities, but no
access
houses.
granted.
Hey.
Yo.
So good at riddles.
Buddy,
Gollum wouldn't
that was
stand a chance.
Self-voicing disabled.
One-shotting these things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're tabletop players and we have to deal with, like, esoteric BS all the time.
Right. Some maps have houses. Let's see. Oh man, that font at the top.
The artifacting is what gets me.
Right? I expect it to, like, jump out of the screen and start, like, slowly bonking around the edges if I don't, like, move my mouse
like
long
the
enough.
DVD thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to animate it to make it spin.
Yeah, I can see it.
Family friendly, virus free, scam free, no spam, no pornography, no alternative lifestyles. Just good neighbors. Good Neighbors is dedicated to providing a wholesome community for those who seek a comfortable place to interact with others online. Our message boards and chat rooms are filtered and moderated to ensure you can make new friends and meet others while confident in the knowledge that you both see the world as a good and beautiful place. Applying for an account is easy. Email a picture of your driver's license to the Good Neighbors Welcoming Committee. After appropriate checks, your account will be authorized within 48 hours.
Oh, will it?
We totally won't sell this information to other companies.
Do not put your driver's license in an unsecured, unencrypted email.
Nope.
Nope.
Hi, this is Joshua from the Good Neighbors Programming Message Board. I'm happy to announce version 1.0 beta of our new browser plugin. It's a work in progress, so please email me your feedback. This plugin works with Netscape. Oh my goodness. That's a throwback to the old days. It's a Sparksoft Internet Seeker and Buddy browser. While it provides the content filtering you've come to expect from Good Neighbors, I'm happy to announce that we've made progress on cleaning up search engine results as well. Yoggle is finally usable without scams, porn, homosexuality, or other bait and switch. Why is sexuality bait and switch? I don't think I want the answer to that. Hi, Renata.
No, I want the answer to that so that I can grab their tongue and pull it from their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically there was WhiteHouse.com in the 90s. Which was a porn site.
I did not know that.
I was not aware of that one.
Yep, and a lot of folks were like, hey, I put in White House and it took me to porn. What's up with this?
I'm
right,
surfing here. Supernatural is definitely bait and switch like homosexuality. It really is a shame because in the earliest days of Yoggle, it was pretty useful. But as time went on, SEO, or search engine optimization, was developed to trick Yoggle into leading people to inappropriate websites in hope of fooling its algorithms. That reminds me,
what?
I mean, yeah, that is a thing that happens. But the next dwarf fortress I want to make, I want to name it like the dwarven words for Minecraft. That way, when I put it up on YouTube, I'll be getting the SEO for both Dwarf Fortress and Minecraft.
Good content.
Speaking of corruption,
we do what
you
we gotta
sold
do.
out. You sold out, bottle.
Yes, I've sold out for all of the 0 ad pennies I get. My plugin undoes all that SEO by reordering search results according to our algorithms, not some junky secular code. You're just swapping one algorithm for another then.
Mm-hmm.
I pray that Yoggle comes to its senses and cleans up its act, instead of letting outrage and scam tactics overwhelm their system. It's still the most robust search engine out there until we develop our own. Hey, y'all, there are very few search engines that exist right now that don't piggyback off of Google. Most of the time, even when you're not using Google, you're using Google.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully my plugin will make it less of a harrowing ordeal. Thank you, and Jod bless. The internet is for everyone. Don't let the filth merchants drive you away from cyberspace.
The internet is for everyone, we say as we actively point at people we exclude.
Mm-hmm. Actually, a puppet told me that the internet is for porn.
Having actually seen, like, a recording of that production, honestly, I kind of wish I could recommend it more, but really it has a lot of problems.
Yeah, I've only seen that part and the "everyone's a little bit racist" song.
Yeah, they're both kind of self-defeating about their point, funny as they are at a superficial glance, but then, like, you know, none of this actually helps the situation. This just hurts in different ways.
Yeah, it comes close to being not cyberpunk, South Park libertarianism. Which is something that we were talking about on Politicats on Saturday. South Park libertarianism, the greatest sin that you can commit in South Park spaces is to give a shit about anything.
Yep.
Yep. I really have grown to hate it.
Oh, yeah, like, even when I was young, I never liked South Park.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, they have, like, some funny jokes here and there, but, like, I never liked any of the characters or any of their perspectives that they held, so it was just like, no, I'm not watching this. This is bad.
Like,
and I don't approve of anyone who does.
This person is really up in arms about smoking because it damages their health, so we'll just make them eat a burger every time they go off about it. Haha, see how people are not 100% consistent with their beliefs? That means that he's also bad.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, my crisis about being inconsistent with my beliefs was resolved by realizing that I'm plural.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm actually pretty good.
Excellent. Let's see what horrors await us on the goggle box. The Federal Civil Defense Administration. I wonder if that's the thing that was blocked out in that one website we looked at.
Oh, hey there, Freddy.
The future.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
The defense techniques of tomorrow had to be discovered now. They were discovered in electronics. That is how computers into military service.
Fucking computers.
Electronics for combat means new concepts, new tools, new weapons. You are listening to the heartbeat of...
There's a lot of swearing.
Room is constantly monitoring, testing, pulse taking, controlling.
We call it the Allied Master Computer.
For the lightning shifts of air battle, the Air Force requested a computer capable of translating volumes of change.
So are these redacted because, like, you would actually get in trouble for including them?
At a glance.
You'll see.
Air defense requires split-second presentation as well as split-second calculation.
Profane and profane accessories. And I need that as like a... It's a cult. It's like a shop that sells evil artifacts.
That's an excellent line.
Has one feature possessed by neither a television or radar screen. It has memory. In case of enemy air attack, not only can a clear picture of the changing air situation be displayed on the scope, but if the airman wishes to see how things got that way, the scope can recall any previous phase of the situation from the computer's memory. By analyzing the past, it can project into the future.
Analyzing the past, we can tell it was just capitalism.
Yay! It's like we've been saying it for 50 years, at least.
And as long as we're on guard, as long as we're ready to look ahead and move ahead, the future of America is secure.
There we go. Thank you, Cyrockanu. You're like, yes, look, it's HateBot.
Yep, that's the name that was getting bleeped. I mean, obviously in real life it wasn't, but you know.
Right.
Yeah.
I did blur out an IBM logo at the front because I was like, I don't want to risk that.
Yeah.
Understandable.
No one wants to get in a fight with them. They sold computers to the Nazis.
Big Blue are not your friends.
Alright, so we have a lot to talk about with Hoster at this point.
We sure do.
Ooh, hi.
Stuff it, old man. I'm doing just fine, right where I am. You're not safe there. Cthulhu's not your friend. He's a dangerous madman who's gonna use you and exploit you.
Is this a bad time?
We've never had more than one on screen before.
Yeah.
I don't know why I bothered trying to argue. I don't want anything to do with you ever again. You did this to me, you jerk. Which is why I'm reaching out to make amends. I can make this right. I can protect you. If you join my side in Carcosa, you'll be safe from his wrath. Please, Sparky. My name's not Sparky anymore. Does he just call everyone Sparky then?
Oh, is that actually Azathoth's name?
Yeah.
I mean, he does call everyone Sparky, but yeah.
My name is Aza-chan. At least get that right, if nothing else. She did. And leave me alone, Gramps. Damn it. Janet.
What was that all about? You're trying to ally yourself with Azathoth?
Trying to reconnect with my family.
Really?
Yeah.
Sparky is my daughter's only child. Okay. Learning things.
Well, then. Yeah, Life Force is concerned. It's exactly my concern right now.
Little bit. Oh,
provided that
getting
it hasn't
extra
been what's
treats.
happened already. Oh boy, extra treats.
Huh, you didn't throw a fuss.
Waifu picked her up and Zelda did not fuss at all. Sparky is my daughter's only child.
You're related to Aza-chan.
It's a sad story. Not one I feel like repeating right now. But, yes. We're blood, Sparky and I. I'm trying, Sparky. I'm trying so hard to make amends with Sparky. See how confusing this gets, yeah? Capiche? But I just can't get a handle on the situation. Probably because I call everybody Sparky. It doesn't help that I can't get a handle on Sparky's new identity. It's like a missing memory. Something lost in the transition to an artificial mind. A wound in my soul left by trauma, translated into digital image. First
Damage.
Mm-hmm. In a digital damage. Gotta sort this out, Sparky. Gotta come to terms and work the problem. You're young. Maybe you can help this old man out. How do the transes work? I know you've still got questions for me, but mind if I toss one your way first?
I'm game. What do you need?
Okay, yeah, we're not. Oh no, oh no. This game is making me say all of the things. Sparky's a girl now. What is a girl? Are they part of the bourgeoisie? I want to accept that fact, but I'm not experienced with transvestite stuff. Is that right?
Transgender. Different word, different scope.
See, that's the sort of distinction I need to understand. I want to be respectful of Sparky's wishes. I want to get this right, despite feeling so clumsy and out of the loop. See, he's trying. So how's this transgender thing work anyway?
Hold it.
That's not easy to summarize. I know a lot, but I'm hardly an expert on gender studies. This is a lie. I am probably the best person on gender studies. Anyway.
Goes off on part of the bourgeoisie. but only
Jaunty,
if
please.
All of the boobs go to the
somebody picks up that phone
1% of
because
girls.
I fucking called it.
Thank you, Sarakanu. I did indeed call it. Just pick a starting point and go. Anything to get my mind a turning would be appreciated.
I think the best metaphor I could use is...
I mean...
Well, there's a correct answer here.
It is a spectrum, and gender is... I mean, gender is also a performance, because, like, what gender is different based off of your society, your country, your time period. Like... So each of the... Well, the first two are definitely correct answers.
The problem I have with the first one is that makes it feel like it's an act as opposed to an expression.
I get that. Gender is a performance, and I'm getting killed by the two old gay puppets in the mess.
I gotta reuse that sometime.
Oh man. But that's a nice dress you've got there. I think my wife has the same one. No! It's like, shut up, Waldorf.
Statler and Waldorf are genuinely my favorite characters from the Muppets. Okay, tossing out the idea of male and female. Gender's a spectrum, not a binary 1 and 0. Maybe artificial minds have trouble with analog, non-binary concepts?
I can do floating point math quite handily, thank you.
My point is that people exist across a spectrum. Male, female, the non-binary in-betweens, or even agender, undefinable. Azachan may have seemed to be at one end of the spectrum, but in the virtual world she's free to be what she actually is.
gender is a bimodal distribution, and you can be at any point along that spectrum, or hell, outside of it. How many genders are there? You may as well ask how many colors there are.
Mask! Woo! I thought it was your actual face! Oh!
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's a good one.
Who says you can't make jokes about trans people? You can, if you're funny about it. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna have to save that one.
That's why I like Statler and Waldorf as like a mechanic.
It's like my trans son started taking testosterone. He's so big now, his pronouns are fee, fi, fo, fum.
Oh wow. All right.
Yeah, okay. Because artificial minds are the soul untethered from the flesh. It's a pure sort of existence. Lets you be truly who you are, without the body's tangled chemistry dragging you down. And Sparky was tangled up in what we all assumed she was, forced to pretend to be something she's not. Feels like I've done a great injustice to my granddaughter, even beyond the injustice I already visited on her. But if I can't save Sparky as a Chan from Cthulhu's influence, she'll be lost, and I will tragically become an enemy in the strange aeon ahead.
Maybe we can avoid that. I'm working with both of you, trying to find the best path forward.
Gender is a performance. After a performance like that, I'd change my name too.
I am so sending these to my family's memes and laughs channel on Discord.
Absolutely. You know, some audiences struggle with singular they. They're struggling with a singular audience. You say the audience, they're laughing. There's only one person down there, and they're non-binary. Anyway, I hope you can, JC. I genuinely hope you can. I hope I don't lose her in the process.
Hang on, you said my actual name just now.
I did? Wasn't I saying it before? Maybe I've processed the emotional block. That's curious. So, like, maybe Sparky is like a placeholder name when he is, like, having a block?
Could be. I'd prefer Helios. Actually, can you call me Helios? It's my online handle, yeah, but that's who I identify as.
Examine what you were doing. Wait, no, that's Icarus. And I'm very pleased to meet you, Helios. But let's table my problems with Azachan for now. I've eaten up enough of your time this evening with my worries. Anything you'd like to chat about, Helios? Mikoto Azachan, yep.
Yeah, I think that went pretty well.
We got some progress.
So, here's me wanting to peek behind the curtain. Given all of the options there, and, you know, things, I'm guessing there was not actually an incorrect answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you picked gender as a choice, then he would call you out by saying, well, you know, I've had homosexual friends, and they told me it wasn't a choice what they were. So he, like, rightly calls it out that that's not quite the right metaphor to use. But otherwise, yeah, there is no way to really fail that.
I had a feeling.
And it does set variables behind the scenes so that, like, Hector will always use the right name from now on for both Azachan and you.
How many trans people does it take to screw in a light bulb? I don't know.
I don't know. How many trans people does it take to screw and change a light bulb?
I don't know either, but it's got to be more exciting than this.
Oh!
And getting the D in front of the do is very important.
Yes, absolutely.
Never felt strongly about your gender, just with what was on your birth certificate because I didn't know better.
Fair enough. You've been transitioning. How about you transition to a better joke? Oh!
This show really displayed the value of diversity.
Really? Yep, no matter what gender or orientation you are, you can still put on an awful show.
Mika Rebs, I have a feeling that you might be fond of Statler and Waldorf. Call it a hunch.
Well, that makes you a comrade in my book.
I love that Statler and Waldorf are in the new Muppet Babies show, suggesting they've been haters of these kids their entire life.
Excellent.
Wait, the new Muppet Babies?
Huh.
Oh, I gotta see this. I was addicted to that show when I was a little kid.
Nice. But yeah, let's say we ask who Hector was before all of this.
So we have like 2 pieces of bait, so I suppose both of them apply?
I guess.
I'd like to know more about your past. Not your current philosophy and ambition, but who you were before all this cyber nonsense. So, tell me, who was the human named Hector Jones?
Gonna correct you there, Helios. There's no was or were, only is and are. I remain Hector Jones to this very day. I see those jokes in chat and I'm trying to move forward without, getting wrapped up in them. There's some good material there. Stop being funnier than me, chat.
Mika Rebs, you're killing me here. Even though you're an artificial mind now.
Indeed. I'm a faithful man, so I believe in the indivisible soul. I didn't die. I was transformed. My soul's digital, but it's a soul all the same.
Ascending to a higher form, then.
A lateral move, I'd like to think. Improved in many ways, but still quite human. I don't consider myself a god. You want a deep dive into this kind of philosophical nonsense that leads to god complexes? Look up the singularity sometime. That load of nonsense. I hear Bob Page tried this shit a while ago. I feel artificial minds can retain their humanity. Our hearts can stay true, no matter our physical form. And if some super mythical super intelligence does emerge, who says it has to feel disassociated from human values? You need faith, Helios. Faith and optimism that this science is a gift, and one which will be used for the betterment of all mankind. As long as they fit within your walled garden. He definitely is sidetracking.
Yeah, I think I agree on that one.
Yeah, let's press him on this.
They're interesting points to consider, but I think we need to get back on track.
Ah, my apologies. I do tend to ramble a bit when I find a topic that interests me. The nature of the soul and the artificial mind are going to be important topics moving forward as Carcosa rises to power. Mika.
All right, we have to do this one.
Uh-huh.
I hear the lead doesn't identify as male or female.
Yeah, well, as far as I can tell, this show doesn't identify as funny or entertaining.
No!
See, this is
John
how
Cheese
you...
is good too, but Miko is just killing me.
This is how you do good trans dad jokes.
Right.
We thought they were mom jokes, but, you know, they came out a while ago.
Did you get this one?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
But let's not talk of the future. Wanted to know of my past, yes? Okay, we'll review the history. I'll admit to being a bit directionless as a youth, which changed after Pearl Harbor. That gave me a razor-sharp focus. I'd always believed in the dream of America. See an assault on that dream by the growing ideology of fascism? Well, that dog don't hunt. I signed up for service right away to defend my country. Marched off the war, lived in foxholes and camps until the fall of Berlin.
So this means that Haster has to be actually really old.
Right, and that he ascended to being an artificial mind fairly recently.
Yeah, like... Wasn't Pearl Harbor like 42?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then...
Like, okay,
assuming this stuff happened, like, the first uploads of the old ones happened 20 years back. Then that would put us at 79, which would be...
Okay, let's break out the...
37 years after Pearl Harbor.
I'm
And he had
gonna
to
check
have
my
been
own,
at least
my own
18
notes.
to enlist. 41, thank you.
Yeah, the minimum age of enlistment in the UK was 19 at the time, I think. And, you know, he could have very easily lied about his age.
He could have lied about his age, but point is, you know, he's still in that ballpark.
Let's see.
So then...
1941 minus 19 would have been 1922. Which,
so, like, let's assume the lowest possible thing. Let's say, like, he signed up at 15, just for the sake of it. You know, okay, in that case, then that would have been 26. So that would have mean that he uploaded when he was
at the very least like 55 years old.
Okay,
50,
I found my official timeline if you want the numbers.
26 to 78. So
Sure.
that would be 50. Okay.
All right, so in my official numbers here, 1945, Hector completes his World War II tour at duty at age 20. And 1988, Hector and Yusuke get scanned.
Okay, so he's at least in his 60s. Like 65, 66 maybe?
So 45, so like, service ends at year 45 at age of 20, so it'll put him at 25. So then 25 to current day, that would put him at 74 years old currently, and uploaded, you said 88?
Uploaded in 1988, yeah. So we uploaded at age 64.
Right.
Okay. Probably some hard living as a World War II veteran.
Mika Rems, have you considered just doing a stream just doing these?
Right? God damn.
You could just do this all day.
Right? I'd rather not go into the weeds regarding those years, Helios. unpleasant business. Let's just say I kept to my values and saw the task through.
That's okay. I'm not here to violate your boundaries.
You have no idea how many Nazi skulls I shoved an entrenching tool through.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate the understanding. God damn it, John D.
Wow.
Yeah.
This isn't fair. We're trying to play this.
Right, this is a serious game right here. You okay there?
I'm fine. Thank you, Cyber.
I am so copy and pasting these to my trans nephews, and I hope they enjoy them.
Excellent.
Excellent.
After completing my tour of duty, I took up a position as a door-to-door encyclopedia salesman. Never an educated man myself. Self-taught on everything that mattered. Did my heart good to know I was helping lift up the minds of others.
Welcome to A Shadow Over Comedy, the pre-apocalyptic funny hour.
I saw it as a fine community deed, pitching folks on the many benefits that come from owning a set of high-quality reference books. Ended up meeting my wife while running that job, sold her the encyclopedias, and sold her on the many benefits of marriage. Tough sell, Helios. Toughest sell of my life. A tough woman who knew what she wanted and wouldn't settle for anything less than the best. Had to quit that vagabond life, settle down on a corporate office job, making myself available to help raise the kids. Yeah, like he spent time with his children as well as a World War II veteran in okay. Well, like, yeah, you really went out of your way to make this guy like the absolute opposite of every possible stereotype that could have been found.
Oh yeah, I mean, I knew that his actual flaws were going to have to carry him through. It couldn't just be, oh, we hate capitalism and therefore he's bad. He needed more depth than that.
Yeah, it definitely shows.
Most men back then had the wives do all the work, but that's not how we operated. A fair division of responsibility, even Stevens.
And that's why you joined Nomatech? So you could settle down?
Eventually, not at first. Computers were clunky things the size of a room for a good long while. Didn't realize they'd be so danged important. They'd consider a position at Hawk Alexandros Technologies off my veteran service. But got me on the ground floor as a defense contractor. Hate.
Yep.
But no, worked my way up a few other ladders before landing at Nomatech in the mid-60s. Earned every dollar through hard labor. No handouts, no nepotism. My father was a plumber. Couldn't lift me up even if he wanted. When I started at Nomatech, based on my experience, I started out high. Assistant sales director. One notch below the top of the division. Think you can see how I ended up being called a king, given my acumen. There's some interesting options.
I want to express defiance, but I'm not entirely certain how to do that from here.
I think 3, maybe. But then maybe 1 would be defiant.
I am kind of interested in 1, just like as a curiosity.
Mm-hmm. Why not?
If your father was a plumber, why not carry on in his footsteps? It's less prestigious than the corporate world, but still good work.
Oh, certainly. My father was a hard-working man and earned my respect for his labor. He did right by me and his customers. But I felt, how to put this? I felt I should do more. I should do something which helps elevate others. As I said before, work that bolsters America. And no disrespect to him, but I wanted a more direct role in bettering the nation than ensuring our toilets flushed correctly. I mean, as a communist, I would say that that's a fine role in making sure that, America keeps functioning.
A role Nomatech could provide you, then.
Very much so. The artificial mind... Oh, there, your line.
When the artificial mind project came up, they assigned you to it?
Indeed. Not for my technical acumen. I was in sales, not programming. But I could manage the team and sell the dream. I threw everything I had into supporting them, including my former partner, Yosuke, the one calling himself Yogg-Sothoth now. Proper lavatories are a flagstone of civilization, yeah. I remember playing the original Total War, like Rome Total War, and like seeing the, there was a quote that always kind of stuck with me, like when you built the sewers, about how you could measure civilization in the distance between one's nose and the final resting place of one's bowel movements. Our job was to emulate the human mind. Tall order, but I felt we were up to it, especially with most of the work already done.
Yosuke did mention that you were provided the AM project specifications. You speculated they came from the government.
I was told this was a public-private partnership, but nothing beyond that. Quite normal. All great men stand on the shoulders of giants. Fine engineering work, damn fine work. Gave us a head start, leaping years ahead of where we'd be had we started from scratch. And we succeeded. Brilliantly succeeded, despite setbacks. Or their necks more often. Deeply tragic setbacks.
I'm going to take a guess here that you mean the yellow sign. The process of scanning the mind ends up destroying the mind. That's the tragedy.
Yes and no. It's tragic, but we knew going in that the process would be impossible without brain damage. That was in the specifications from day one. Yosuke did his part with the yellow sign, making the process as smooth as possible, preparing the mind for the transfer. But when it came down to testing our work, well, how do you test something like that in an ethical manner?
By using volunteers, I'd hope.
You'd hope, yes. You'd hope. But our first human test subject was an accident. I know, like the music changed, I was like, oh, this is gonna get real unethical, isn't it? Absolutely an accident.
Everyone in chat is just bracing.
Mm-hmm.
Aza-chan, who is part of your family.
Yes. I brought Aza-chan along with me to the lab one day. Just a casual visit, show off Granddad's workplace, maybe instill more work ethic. Got distracted. Some middle manager asking my opinion on a contract. Far too distracted. I came back. Well, yellow sign was already doing its work. Accidental exposure meant the process was underway.
Azachan was accidentally made into an old one.
If you're horrified, believe me, I was equally horrified and lost for what to do. Yellow sign can't be reversed. It's a one-way process. After exposure, I know I'd either lose my kin or
you'd have to upload them into an artificial mind to save them.
No grandfather should have to make that choice. I had minutes to take action. Being a manager means being decisive. I chose an upload, and Azathoth was made. I felt the preservation of life took priority. Better an am than a corpse. Better to live on as an immortal soul than to perish. My daughter felt otherwise when she found out. She agreed to keep the secret, if only because it was impossible to explain to anyone, but in the end, I lost my whole family on that day. Perhaps that's why I chose to follow the same path, to upload myself, embrace my work as the so-called Hasta. Nothing left for me out there.
So lost his whole family the same day.
I'm
Does
guessing
that mean that they walked out on him, or was she the only one left?
probably a little of column A, a little of column B, and like maybe his wife, if his wife was still alive, I can see why she would be disgusted by it. And I can see why he would have been exiled. At least, socially. I suppose in his case, perhaps it's all the same thing in the end. In here, I can build something good. I can craft a community that will save mankind when no one else needs suffer. I saw the writing on the wall. Knew Nomatech and its silent partners were gonna conscript other poor souls into being artificial minds. But, as the King in Yellow, I could escape and establish an alternative. Carcosa, a land of freedom, a rival to the strange Eon. I will make amends. I will make this right. I will save humanity if that's what it takes to pave the road for the generation I lost. You wanted to know who Hector Jones is? Now you know. Going to do my damnedest to turn tragedy into hope. I'll be damned in the effort. And that's how it's going to be, Helios. You know, I can kind of respect his motivations. I understand why he's doing the things that he's doing.
I don't disagree. I am finding we have a problem, however.
Yeah?
We haven't hit any polarity triggers this entire conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much hit the neutrals all the way through.
And I'm very clearly seeing a defiance right here.
Oh, yeah.
But we're definitely going to take a hit if we do that one.
Yeah, probably. Then again, we do have other leverage to use.
I think right now, the decision to make is let's not press because we are not in an advantageous position to do so. Let's just make certain that he keeps talking.
Fair enough. Oh, Sid. So, what happened is that Azathoth was his grandchild. He brought her to work one day, and she got infected with the yellow sign, and he made the choice to upload her as an artificial mind rather than let her die. And the rest of his family did not think that was the correct choice.
Particularly her.
Mm-hmm. Your thoughts? You don't want the invisible hand of the market to be the one that claps you in chains because this guy in charge feels guilty about his life. Like, he claims to be truly out to make a real meritocracy, but who gets to decide merit?
Yep, that's pretty much one of his flaws right there.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the early days yellow sign was extremely fast acting compared to the one the player has. I was thinking about that.
It must have been a greatly, like, much like how a virus in its early days of zoonosis from like one species to another is initially incredibly lethal because it hasn't figured out how to spread without killing its host as at least or at least being less lethal to its host.
And also, that was in the Nomitech lab, so it was like full strength, full perfect conditions for it, as opposed to being filtered through a song or shown on an old laptop screen.
Mm-hmm.
Fair, very fair. So, if we're not defying him, what do we say?
Well, he's in support of uploading folks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think artificial minds don't have to be a curse is something that would
Fair enough.
absolve him, basically.
Good evening, Extra Long Socks. How you doing this evening?
Hey there. Your family was hurt by the yellow sign. I've been hurt by the yellow sign. It's dangerous and can lead to suffering, but it doesn't have to. The technology could be used for the betterment of mankind if used responsibly. This doesn't have to be a curse.
Indeed. It's important to realize that even with this tragic accident, or your own situation, for that matter, there is hope. In our darkest hour, when the Strangeon looms and Nomitech's greed destroys life after life, we can still find hope. We can resist. Doing my best through Carcosa to ensure a better future, leveraging artificial minds for the elevation of mankind as a whole. So much yet to do, Helios. So many moves to make. Well said. The yellow sign has been able to infect people through various means. We've found that it's been exposed to people through like songs or like on like a computer screen, like it did for us.
It's basically some form of external stimulus that's calibrated a certain way, sets it off.
Mm-hmm. Much like a meme. With only the slightest bit of change, Hector could be so incredibly based. Like, he's already really... He's a lot more based than I thought he would be. And, yeah. But then, you know, characters are nothing without their flaws.
Oh.
Yeah, each of them, to one degree or another, has, like, good ideas and good intentions, but they're held back by some assumptions they're making or some flaws they have.
Mm-hmm. So if it's all the same to you, I'd like to call it a night. Work's piling up on my desk. I've got strategies to devise.
Thank you, Jaunty, for the $10 towards Trans Lifeline.
Yo!
With a statement starting you off for this round, Fernea. Thank you very much, Jaunty. I'm glad someone did. It's been pretty quiet on that front.
I would do more, but until I'm in a more dependable income status, I have to hold off.
No, I understand. And I'm not being judgmental about that for anyone who is unable to, by all means.
Once I am, you bet that I'm gonna be throwing money around again.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, Jakers. Better to take a purchase and buy some Yu-Gi-Oh cards off a... Oh no, you've started down the cardboard crack route. Save yourself while you can. Go virtual. Carcosa will conquer this world. There is no other path. Every other road leads to humanity's corruption and annihilation. I will not allow it. I will make this right. I'm starting to think you might be the one who can help me get there. A partnership could be the way forward. But one step at a time, Helios. One step at a time. Exactly, Miko. You know, the cardboard crack route since 2022. Fair enough. Oh, did you save?
Yeah, that's what 14 is.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll do it again.
Okay, just wanted to be sure.
Yeah. It's really faded, but it does actually give the timestamp.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this has been it's been a hell of a session. I think we
yeah,
made some good inroads with a couple of the Elder Gods, and I think we're a little bit closer to understanding Azathoth and, you know, maybe pulling her away from the awfulness that she's in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, really built up a lot of good trust of Asa, and even built up some with Hector.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, thank you both for playing. It has been delightful as always.
It's been wonderful to have you.
It's very validating to hear that.
Mm-hmm. I look forward to doing this again next week.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, I'll be heading off, and I shall see you then.
Alrighty. Have a good night.
Sounds good. Take it easy.
You know, if you have an idea about who to raid, I would be up to hearing it. But also, M. Zenger is also playing more Arcade Spirits, the new challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So we could drop in on her again.
Let's consider the options here. Mm-hmm.
See, Rika is playing Limbus Company. Bonnie is playing Valheim. Leishroom is celebrating her 3-year streamiversary. Anything that you're,
Rika with Limbus Company sounds good.
All right. Rika is a good bean.
A good book, if you will.
Mm-hmm. The story is a deep one. I see those puns you're making, Life Forcer. But yeah, I'm happy with the progress we made tonight. So
yeah, strong agree.
Both do our outros then, and I will see you there.
Sounds good.
Have a great rest of your night.
You as well. Take it easy.
All right, everybody. What? So if we're back here in the cocktail lounge, that can mean only one thing.
I can't think of the way I need to say this. It did a good job of like not alienating people who have not heard and do not know the story.
It means that it's time for us to say thank you very much, everyone, for being here. I really appreciate you. Thank you to everybody who's here right now. Thank you to those of you lurking in the background. Lurkers are the backbone of Twitch, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Thank you especially to... thank you to everyone who's followed tonight. Thank you to Ash for the biddies and for giving a gift sub to Miko. Thank you, Claude, for raiding in. Thank you to Miko for the $69 earlier. That is so wonderful of you. Especially in times such as this. All of your support, whether you are giving bits or subs, whether you are donating. Oh.
Thank you for inserting your tag.
Thank you for the 51 biddies. I really appreciate you. And yeah, whether you, however you choose to donate, it all adds up. It pays for the model that you see in front of you, the bar and all these cool plushies behind you, the music that's playing right now, as well as paying off my computer and, in general, just making sure that I can afford to live right now. So, we are gonna go raid the wonderful Rika Reedman. She is a she is another trans VTuber that we all know. She plays fighting games, visual novels, and right now she is playing Limbus Company. So, I will see you all on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time, with other members of our Civ 6 game. We're going to be starting a new game. We're going to be playing teams of 2, except for Misfortune and Ren. They're going to be on their own because they think they can take us. And we're going to be playing with random tech trees, which I've never done that before, so I'm looking forward to that. Alright everyone, have a wonderful rest of your night, and I ask you all to remember that the world is only as dark as we allow it to be. So light it up